Hi everyone, it's lovely to see you. I'm Lorna and we are reading Amelia Fang and the Bookworm Gang by Laura Ellen Anderson, and this is chapter 9, The Whole, Not Very, Tragic Tale. For the rest of the night, everyone worked together to tidy the library and gather up as many non-munched books as possible to read with the bookworms. Amelia read out book after book about pumpkins and magic to a spellbound Penelope, whilst Florence and Poppy whizzed through pages of action-packed comics. Grimaldi read nice, calming poems to Pod, who had taken a big shine to the little Grim Reaper and was snuggled up close to him. "I'm so happy to have found someone who loves pumpkins as much as I do," said Penelope. "I bet you could write a wonderful pumpkin-themed story." "I'd love to write a story about pumpkins," said Amelia. "I just don't know what would happen in the story." "Why don't you use what's right in front of you for inspiration?" Penelope suggested, nodding towards Amelia's friends. "Your own pumpkin, your friends, the flamboyant fairy prince." Tangerine was swooning and beating his brow to accompany the passionate and tragic stories he was sharing with Prue. "I think you might be right," Amelia said. "We've been on so many adventures together, I could write about those. And any bits I get stuck on, I could ask the others to help, because they were there too." "Sounds delicious," said Penelope with a wink. "Thank you," said Amelia, "for helping me to find my writing spark again." Penelope leaned over Amelia's shoulder with a big smile. "And thank you for making my family so happy, Amelia. You encouraged us all to talk about our worries, and I would love to hear the story you have written once it's finished." "Would you like to come to my school on Monday night and listen to me read it to the rest of the class?" Amelia asked bravely. "Oh, can we, asked Pod, tugging at his mother's tail. "We would love that. But are you sure your school friends won't be scared of us?" asked Penelope. "We're going to tell them all the truth about how lovely you are," declared Florence. "Yes," agreed Tangerine, "the whole, not very, tragic tale." Amelia grinned. "We definitely have some stories that we need to tell to the whole of Nocturnia. At Catacomb Academy's abominable assembly on Monday night, Amelia's class stood at the back of the hall as they waited to read out their stories to each other. Amelia felt a little nervous. "You okay, Amelia?" Florence whispered to her friend. "You got this." "Yeah, just pretend we're a library full of bookworms," said Grimaldi. "Or a room full of tangerines," suggested Tangerine. Amelia giggled, despite the fluttering bats in her tummy. "Amelia Fang," rang out the voice of the head teacher, Miss Insbine. Amelia took a deep breath and walked bravely to the front of the hall. Her hands were a bit shaky as she opened her book, but her heart swelled when she saw all her best friends sitting there, including the very excited bookworm family. Amelia cleared her throat and began to read. It was a dark and gloomy Wednesday night in Nocturnia. The class was spellbound as Amelia told her story about pumpkins dressed as daisies, pompous wishing wells, jolly mermaid leprechauns, magical sugar plums, and naughty catacorns. It felt like hardly any time had passed before Amelia spoke the very last words of her story. The end. Amelia beamed as the hall burst into applause. "Now I bet that story would taste extraordinary," Penelope called out happily. The pupils of Catacomb Academy fell silent, and all eyes turned to the friendly-looking bookworm. Penelope lowered her pointy glasses and winked at the puzzled-looking students. "But I would much rather read it," she said. The end. See you next time.